Here in this video I'm going to show you how you can get started with setting up the process to apply for the YouTube Partner Program once you've hit all of the criteria that's needed to get monetized. Just to give you a quick overview of an example. So ideally you need to have 1,000 subscribers and you need to have 4,000 hours of watch time within a 12-month period. Once you've hit that, a button will appear down at the very bottom saying apply now. So when you click on that, it will take you then to a different page so you can go through the process, which I'll quickly discuss. So recently one of my other channels hit the threshold for getting accepted into being able to start monetizing the channel. Now I have gone ahead here and just reviewed the terms and conditions. It's pretty straightforward. Essentially you'll just give you a list of criteria that you need to be aware of and that you just have to click a few check boxes. You can see it all over like with the internet and stuff of what it actually looks like. It's just your typical form of what you need to pretty much sign in most respects to let you know that you agree to the terms and conditions, but it also does give you various criteria of what you need to be aware of and what you can work with and what you also shouldn't do. But it will also let you know that in order to get paid out that you need to have or earn a minimum of $100 in your AdSense account before you can have the ability to receive any payouts. So we're just going to quickly go through the rest of the process here just so you understand exactly what's going on. So once you've accepted the terms and conditions and you agree to everything, it's pretty straightforward like I mentioned. The next port of call is to sign up for Google AdSense. So when you click on start, you're going to have this box pop up and it's going to give you a few different ideas. It's going to give you a list of different choices. So if you do have an existing AdSense account, you can use that. But in this case, for this channel, I don't have an existing account, so I'm just going to go and set one up. So you just click on this here, and here it will give you an overview of what you can expect to see next. So you just click on continue, and what you need to do is you need to make sure that you select the account that is associated with your YouTube channel. You need to make sure you choose the right email for the YouTube channel that you're looking to get monetized, because everything all links together. So once you've logged in, it will give you the list of all the criteria. You'll have your email. You don't have to worry about your URL because it automatically will generate the URL for your YouTube channel. So it's just a case of going through and checking out the different criteria. So you want to just click on whatever preferences you want. You need to make sure that you specify your country. In this case, because I'm living in Ireland, so you want to make sure that you specify the country that you are living in. You will also see the Google AdSense terms and conditions that you need to look at. So just take a moment and just read through them all, just so that you can see exactly what you can and cannot do, because there is certain things that you do have to set up in advance to be able to complete this process. So once you're happy enough with all the specifics, you can just click on yes to agree and then click on create account. Just make sure that you have everything checked off that you need checked off to understand that everything is good to go. And once you're happy, you just click on create account. And once you've done that, it's going to give you a new window to set up your preferences on your account. So you can set up the account type. In this case, if you have it as a business account or an individual. So in this case, I'm just going to leave it as individual for now. And then what I'm going to do is add in my address. So whatever your address is, you'll have to do the same, and you just have to add in whatever your city is, county, area code, and even your phone number. So I'm quickly just going to go through that. So once you've finished adding in all of your details, you just click on submit. You will also get access to another window where it will tell you that your account is currently being reviewed. So what will happen is you'll have to give it a few moments because it will redirect you to YouTube itself. So what will happen here after you've signed up, Google will send you out a physical letter with a specific code that you'll need to use to verify your Google AdSense account. And once you do that, then YouTube will go through the process of reviewing your channel, and if it gets accepted, then you'll be accepted into the YouTube Partner Program. But we will look at that soon. After some time has passed, whether it be a couple of days or it could even be up to a week, you will get a notification to let you know if you've been entered into the YouTube Partner Program. In this case, my channel got accepted into the program, which I was over the moon with. Having spent a lot of time putting effort creating content around an area that you're passionate about, it's great to see that eventually you get to start some process so that you can start earning from the work that you put in. So the next stage then is to go through all of the specifics. You will need to look at the various tabs that now open up, because you will now be able to monetize with the use of ads and even likes of super chats and other memberships and so forth. Now when you're first starting out, they may not all unlock straight away. In this case with this channel, again, YouTube has gone through a number of different changes in recent months, so there's a possibility that more things will open up a lot sooner. But with regards to this channel, it took a few days or even weeks for other elements or options to open up. So the best thing you can do is just to accept the terms that are there and just to have a look at any different other requirements that are needed. You can find loads of help on the support page of the Google website, and you'll find loads of helpful articles that will show you exactly what you need to do. So the next form of call is that you need to provide your tax information, and you'll need to update that in your Google AdSense account so that you can start eventually earning money from the platform, because Google will need to know all of your tax specifics, your address, all of your information, so that inevitably they can pay you out once you do hit the threshold. But take your time to look over all of the information on the articles if you're not too sure, and it will give you a rundown of exactly what you need to do with step-by-step tutorials of where to go and what options to check once you're inside of your AdSense account. It will give you all of the documentation that you need. So once you're inside of your AdSense account, you need to make sure that you manage your payment settings. So for that, you need to click on the management settings that are on the screen, and it will take you directly into another page that you will have to enter in your information, but you will also have to confirm specific criteria, and you will eventually have to add in a tax form. So you'll have to get, depending on which region you're in, if you're in the UK or Ireland or vice versa, you will need a specific type of tax form, which Google will allow you to enter in information to. Or if you're in the US or other regions, you'll have a different tax form to use. But again, YouTube or Google AdSense will give you the information that you need to start highlighting and start entering in information. It will take some time to figure out how to set up and fill out all of the documentation. What you probably should do in advance is to make sure you have all of your documents, all of your information and data to hand, all of your relevant details, so that way it'll make the process a lot easier. So when you're filling out the WBEN form that will be provided for you, all you literally have to do is just be transparent in the information that you're providing. Make sure that you add in your name, your address, your current situation, and Google will automatically fill out the form for you as you're entering in the information. So you don't need to download a form anywhere else or try to upload it. You can all do everything inside of the AdSense account itself. So it will make the process 10 times easier for you. It's just a case of just going through the process and just being transparent in what you're trying to do. So that way then you have the best possible chances of getting set up to get paid later on. Put in the work now and it will benefit you later on. Once you've filled out all of the information and everything is up to scratch, you will get a notification to approve all of the information so that you can go ahead with the next step. So the next stage then is you need to go into your YouTube channel and you need to turn on the ads, because this will be now unlocked. So you need to figure out the types of ads you want to run on the channel, whether you want to run display ads. It will give you loads of different options, and just check off the ones that you want. Ideally, if you genuinely want to make money, you want to tick them all. Now in some cases you will need to come back later on and manage some of the mid-roll ads that you will have to manually place in order for you to have more opportunities to earn more money. The next step then is you will have to go through some of the other features that will gradually unlock as the process unfolds with your account. So you will unlock super chat earnings and other types of elements with memberships. Now in some cases, because of the changes with YouTube, you might be able to gain access to it straight away once you get access to the partner program, but in some cases you might have to wait a certain amount of time. So just make sure to go through all of the options that are available to you and check everything off as you go to get set up. Moving forward after a couple of days, or maybe even a few weeks, it definitely depends and differs from account to account. But once you have gotten your monetization preferences set up, you will start earning revenue. But at some point, like I mentioned, you will have to hit a certain threshold in order to get paid out. but there will be a requirement that eventually will be presented to you. And when you log into your YouTube Studio dashboard, you will be prompted with a message that will appear at the top of the screen requiring you to sign into your AdSense account to verify your identity. And you will need to do this in order to start receiving payments further into the future, because they need to verify who you are. So what you need to do is you need to take a picture or scan in an image of an ID that you may have, whether it be a driver's license or a passport or some form of ID. Now there are many different ways in which you can do this. You can opt in to using your camera and taking a photograph of your ID, and then you can edit it and crop the images around it so that you can just cut out what you need. Or what you can do is, if you don't have access to an editing software, you can download various apps on your phone, and one that I recommend that you use, that I often use, is called Cam Scanner, that you can get on the Google Play Store, or if you are using iOS, you can download an equivalent on the Apple Store. And what these apps will allow you to do is they will allow you to scan in any images from your phone, and then you can edit them and you can brighten them up, or you can alter them in a specific way. But you can also export the files out either as images or as PDF files. You can share them on social media, or you can also email them to yourself for record, or if you're looking to again download a file that you can gain access to it. So you can use these alternatives as well. But when you're ready to continue moving forward with this process, the next point is to log into your AdSense account. And once you log in, you'll be prompted with this notification on the top of the screen. So you click on the action button, and what it's going to do is take you to this page, and here you can see the specific settings and how much that you've earned at that point. But you will have this indication in red that you need to provide some information about yourself to continue. So what you need to do is you need to click on the verify now button, and what will happen is this window will be put on screen, and it will give you an indication on exactly what you need to do. Now it gives you the requirements, so you can add in a current passport or ID card or driver's license or even a residence permit. But the one thing that it states for you not to do is to upload an image of a public services card that could have, like say in Ireland, your PPS number or whatever your social services number is. You do not include that. It gives you the requirements here of what you can upload. So what you need to do is you need to click the checkbox and then begin verification. So what you need to do is you need to add in your name, then you need to select your ID type, whether it's driver's license, national identity card, residence permit or passport. So in this case I'm going to upload my passport, and then what you need to do is upload the file that I've mentioned that you upload from your computer. So when you've uploaded your passport image, now just bear in mind that depending on sometimes the quality of the camera on your phone or the camera that you're using, you need to be very careful with the image itself when you're taking a photograph, because sometimes the quality may not be as good as it could be. And a lot of times the issue, especially with taking photographs of your passport, for whatever reason, passport images very rarely ever come out really that good. They always have instances where some parts of it can be blurry. You just want to make sure that you have a very good and high quality camera and have it on a really good setting, so that way then it can try to capture the picture in the clearest possible quality. And what you might have to do is take it into some sort of video editor. You can take it into the likes of Canva, or you can take it into other online editors, or even Adobe Photoshop or Illustrator, and you can trim the edges around the passport. Because what will happen is, in some cases, you will upload an image and you will get a notification on screen to tell you that the image may not be 100% correct. So to try and avoid that, you want to tweak the image slightly and chop off any bits that you think are going to be irrelevant. So what you do is, when you have done that, you can keep testing it until eventually you get what I've gotten here. So when you have gotten this here where it's all clear, then you know that you're good to go. So it's a case of when you're happy enough with everything, we just go on to the next step. So we just click on the next button, and from here then what you need to do is you need to update and add in your home address, because you need to make sure that everything lines up, because YouTube and Google are going to check that all of your details are aligned, because if they're not, they can stop paying you. So you have to make sure that this is 100% correct. So once you've added in your details and everything is correct, then you can move on to the next step. So it's just a case of clicking on submit, but just make sure that you have everything set up correctly and you should be good to go. So when you're happy enough with everything, we just click on the submit button. You'll just need to confirm your address as well on the next step, just to make sure that everything is exactly as it should be. And you will need to check to make sure that the information is correct, as some cases there might be a few discrepancies. So just take your time and go through this process correctly. And when you're happy enough, it's just a case of confirming your choice. So we just click on the confirm button. So when you've gone through that process, you will get this notification saying verification in process, and it will let you know, thanks for submitting your information. The verification process may take a few days and they'll email you with the results. So when you're happy enough, you can just move forward. It's just a waiting game. And the same thing can be said when you eventually have to gain access to whatever your payouts are. You want to make sure that you have everything lined up, because when you've hit the threshold to get paid out, in this case I have to hit €70. Once you've hit that, then you'll be notified again once all of these verification processes have been processed, and only then will you be able to add in any payment details so that you can start earning money. But again, it's just a process that you'll have to go through, and it will take a while to get there. After a period of time, Google will send you out a code that you will need to use to verify your account, and you will get an email once you've received the code, which you will then need to add into your AdSense account, because you can't complete the process unless you've done it. So what you need to do is go into your AdSense account and click on the action and go to verify your identity section under the verification check, and from there under the address verification section there'll be a new window that will pop up, and from there you can then enter in the code. So once you've entered it in, you will need to give it a few moments for everything to update, and once everything is verified, you will get a notification that everything is okay. So there's really not much else you can do at that point other than wait until you've hit the payment threshold, because you can't enter in any payment details or information until you've hit that threshold itself. But once you do that, you will get a notification to tell you to add in specific details or payment details such as a bank account and so forth in order to start earning money. Eventually, once you've hit the payment threshold, you're going to get another notification from Google to add in your payment details. After you've gone through all of the verification processes and checks, you will then need to go back into your AdSense account and begin adding in all of the information. But in order to do that, another verification process will need to take place. So when you're entering in your bank details, it's going to take a few days to do this. What Google is going to do is they're going to send you a small amount into the bank account that you have specified that you've entered in your details with, because they need to know that it is the exact bank account that they're going to be sending payments to. So you want to make sure that you have everything synced up and connected together. Once they've sent the payment, again, it will take a few days, but what you need to do is come back into your AdSense account once you have received the payment. You will have to go into your bank or app that you're using and check to see if the payment has been made. Now it will be very little. It will be anywhere between, it could be between 5 cents or 50 cents or up to $1 or anywhere in between. So what you need to do is you make sure you take a record of the exact amount that you get, and then you need to come back into the process to add the payment methods where your bank details are formed, and you need to enter in the exact amount that's required that Google sent you in order for you to verify the bank account and to sync everything up. So once you have entered in all of those details, then you're pretty much good to go. And if you have any money outstanding in your AdSense account, it will be paid into your bank account within the next few hours or couple of days. So again, you just want to make sure you keep an eye out on that and just keep a check on it from time to time, and then it's just a case of just rinsing and repeating and creating content and keep earning money on the platform. So I hope that this process has been useful to you to understand what you need to do to get set up on the YouTube Partner Program and to start earning money through YouTube ad revenue. And while this is a good way to get started to make money online, there are other alternatives, even better alternatives, where you can potentially earn more. So if you'd like to see more ways of which you can earn more money online, you can check out the videos here on screen that will show you some of the other processes and intricate steps that you should utilize to create more income streams so that you can potentially earn even more money online apart from the YouTube ad revenue.